Good morning, dear students. I hope you are fit and fine. We would be continuing with chapter number 15, that is economic development. Up till now, I have sent you videos regarding chapter number 16. But from now on, we will be sending you the videos relating to chapter number 15. In chapter number 15, we have covered some of the important points regarding to the economic development. In that, what is the meaning of the term economic development? We have seen like what was the GDP in the year 2011 and 12, which has been increased in 2015 and 16, and we have seen what is the difference between the economic progress and economic development. Other than that, we have seen what are the features of developing economy. In that, there are around 10 to 9 bullet points which I have explained you. That is, less per capita income, unemployment, poverty, dual economy, and also says like insufficient infrastructure facilities and so on. But after that, okay, we have seen what is economic and non-economic activities. I have explained you the meaning of the term economic activities. In economic activities, you are spending money for something and you are earning in return in terms of commodities or so on. So it says economic activities mean earning or spending money for exchange of commodities or services. And I have given you the example of a farmer. If the farmers are there when they are producing crops in their farms, at the time of the selling of the crops, they go into the market, they sell out the crops into the market, they get money in return, and with that money, okay, वो क्या करते हैं? They buy the commodities as in what is requirement for further productions. In other terms, even artisans are there, even the doctors are there, even the teachers are there. They all are coming into the economic activities. Non-economic activities is a term which is not related to the to earning of money. They provide services. For example, NGOs are there. They come forward. They help the poor and needy people according to their requirement. I have also given you the example of NGOs. I gave the example like what India faced in these 2 months, from the end of March till the beginning of June or the end of May month. We say like because of the COVID-19, there was totally lockdown. So there were poor people who were not able to have their livelihood properly. They were not able to sustain 2 times of food. Okay, so the NGOs and the people, they were coming out, they were helping to this kind of needy people by giving the food packets, by giving out them, as and when what is the requirement about the medicines, proper drinking, drinking facilities. So these are the services which are being provided by the people, but in return they were not taking money. उनको ऐसा नहीं था कि हम लोग ये सर्विस प्रोवाइड करेंगे तो हमें रिटर्न में पैसे मिलेंगे. So that was not that wish also, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं था कि हम ये प्रोवाइड करें तो हमें पैसे मिले. So these are coming into the non-economic activities. Further it says like what is the structure of Indian economy? The structure of Indian economy is mainly divided into 3 parts that I have said. That is the primary sector, secondary sector, and service sector. We all know like what is there in the primary sector. In the primary sector, agriculture and agricultural related activities such as cattle rearing, cattle breeding, fishing, poultry farms, etc. are coming into the primary sectors. It says like the raw metals or else the forest products, etc. are coming into the primary sector. In the secondary sector, we know that in the secondary sector में क्या आता है? It is mainly related to the industries, machineries, tools, and so on. So it says small and large scale industries are coming into the secondary sectors, which includes production and from the small to the high to the higher side of productions. Then comes the service sector. In the service sector, it says different types of services are included into the service sector. It says services like trade, communications, airways, waterways, education, health, banking, insurance, tourism, etc. are all coming into the service sector. Furthermore, it says like India is still a developing country, so India is mainly focusing on the primary sector, but because of the globalizations, because of the advancement of technology, because of the accepting of new methods of farming and new methods of using of machineries, India is also focusing on the secondary sector. Today we will be covering the topic factors of productions. In the factors of productions, it is said like are divided mainly into the 4 parts, that is land, capital, labor and entrepreneurship. Now let us see what is coming into the land. It says land is the natural factors of production. But obvious, land, it is the natural factor of production. It is the upper layer of the earth. But in the economic sense, it says like land means different types of, it has different types of natural resources, which includes forest, rivers, mountains, minerals present in the interior of the earth. Second comes the capital. So what is there into the capital? Capital is the man-made instrument essential for production. First we have seen land. Land can the like on the land is the upper layer surface of the earth. Then it says like what are the interior of the earth. So for anything like for if you want to build up an industry or if you want to set up your own business, you require land. Second, you require the capital. Capital is what? It is the man-made instrument essentials for productions. So it comes the instruments such as tools, houses, etc. are included in it as capital, property, assets and investments. Third comes the labor. So what is labor? Is the living factor of production. It is the physical or mental work that contributes to the production. Third part, if you have the land, first of all, right? Then after that you require the capital for capital in terms of building up the industries, building up the factories which you want to have. For after that you definitely require labor in terms of working. We require people, they require the physical or the mental stability of the people. That's why it says labor is the living factor of production. It is the physical or mental work that contributes to the productions. Last comes the entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? It says it is the coordination of land, capital and labor and to undertake production activity. So entrepreneurship, it says like it is the mixture of all these three, that is land, capital and labor. That's why they have given it is the coordination of land, capital and labor and to undertake the production activity. Here it says like the person who efficiently combines all these three, that is land, capital and labor for the factors of is called the entrepreneurship. These are the factors of productions: land, capital, labor, and at the end entrepreneur is there. These are the definitions coming into the entrepreneurships. The process of coordinating the three factors of productions in profit making process is called the entrepreneurships. So we have studied what is the factor of productions. I have included the 4 main points in the factor of productions. Now let us see what are the allocation of resources. What are the allocation of resources? It says like first is unlimited one. How you have to use the resources, how the resources should be allocated. So it says there is unlimited ones. But obvious, human beings, they are not satisfied with one ones. Okay, their wants keeps on increasing. That's why it says like it is unlimited wants. Human wants are uncountable and unlimited. So it says many requirements are to be fulfilled again and again while many wants arise because of development of science and technology. Because of the coming of with the new development of science, with the new development of technology, the human being wants keeps on increasing. Simple example, like earlier when the mobile phone came into the market, it came with the touchpad. It was a keypad mobile. As and when with the new advancement of technology, the scenario of the mobile phone kept on changing. Now, like if you look it out mainly in the hands of the people, you will see the touchscreen mobile. Why? Because of the new advancement of technology. So it says like the ones are unlimited. ऐसा नहीं था ना कि कीपैड मोबाइल लेकर हम लोग satisfied थे. No, because आप किसी के हाथ में देखें कि उनके पास टच स्क्रीन है, then definitely go for the touch screen mobile. So you have that eagerness to buy that mobile. Still you are having the keypad, but you want the another mobile with the touch screen facility. So it says unlimited ones. Second says resources are limited and scarce. It says, but yes, I have explained you that जो resources है for fulfilling of the wants that are very limited and scarce. You require like it should be given to the priority. आपकी जो wants है, you should given which is the first priority. आपको सबसे अच्छा जो या सबसे important want है, you should always give them a first priority because the resources which we have, okay, that is always scarce. Because I have told you that no nation in the world has resources in unlimited quantity. Resources all over the world, none of the countries having in abundant quality or in abundant. जो resources है, that is into the limited quantity. That's why it says that resources are limited and scarce. The factors of productions mainly include wealth and man-made wealth. So all these tools are limited. Then it says factors of productions are has alternative resources. So it says whatever the factors of productions are there, they have the alternative resources. So it says resources to satisfy demands are limited. So not only this, they have alternative usage also. When any tool of production may be utilized in more than one way, it means that the tool has multiple usage. It says like when of the tool is used for the usages or for the productions, that particular tool can be used into the many use. So today we have studied about what are the factor of productions are there. We have studied what are the alternative resource allocation of resources, how it should be there. In factors of productions we have taken 4 parts: land, capital, labor and entrepreneurships. In allocation of resources we have discussed like there is unlimited ones, there is reviewed the resources are limited and scarce. What should be there into the factor of productions. Okay, till here what I have taught you, please read and understand. I will be sending you the PDF regarding to the sections which I have completed today, and please follow out the PDF. Till then, take care. Remaining portion will be covering in the next lecture. Thank you.